Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's a girl Churches Teaches. I want to thank all my returning subscribers for always engaging on my videos. If this is your first time in this channel, you are highly welcome. In this channel, I share dressmaking tutorials and bag making tutorials. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys the step I took in designing this cargo top. So guys, if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to be the first to be notified when I upload new video every day. Let's get straight into the tutorial. The material I'm working with to make this cargo top is a chinox material. You need about 1.5 to 2 yards of material depending on your size to make this cargo top. I'm designing this cargo top for my elder sister. These are the measurements I'll be working with. I folded my fabric once. I'll measure 15 inches as the width to cut it out. All the body measurements I work with will fit into the 15 inches. At the same time, I measured out the length of the top. The length of the top is 20 inches plus 2 inches for folding, which is 22 inches. I'll cut it out to start taking the measurements. I'm working on the front part of the top now, and you know that the top has a button on the front, so I'm marking out 2 inches away to serve as our button space for the top. Once I was done working on the button space for the top, I'll take the shoulder measurement at this upper part of the material. Her shoulder measurement is 14 inches divided by 2 plus ½ inch stitching allowance, which is 7.5 inches. From that part, I marked 7.5 inches. I'm going to come down by 3 inches for the shoulder slope. I came down by 3 inches for the shoulder slope because I'm working on a shirt. If you are making a normal dress or a normal crop top, you come down by 1 or 1.5 inches for the shoulder slope. I'll mark the line from that 3 inches to meet where I started the shoulder measurement. From this 3 inches, I'm going to come down by her armhole measurement, which is 8 inches. Easy way to get the armhole measurement is your bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. That is 34 divided by 6 plus 1.5, which is 7 inches, but I added extra 1 inches, that is 8 inches. After I was done extending all the line, at this armhole part, I'm going to make a curve like this. At this part, I'll take the bust measurement I'm working with. The bust measurement I'm working with is 34 inches. 34 inches divided by 4, or first of all divided by 2, I got 17 inches. And when you divide it again by 2, I got 8.5 inches, approximately 9 inches. I'll mark 9 inches starting from that line for the buttonhole, plus 3-inch allowance because this is a free top, needs to be free, so I added 3 inches allowance. I will extend the line to the down part of the dress. I'll use my pin to fold in the button space for the top. These are measurements I worked with the front part, so I'm going to be cutting it out following the lines. I'll drop the front aside and cut out the material for the back. So I used the front to cut out for the back. The only difference in the front and the back is that you add extra inches to the back of the top, which is the shoulder part. The measurement I cut down for the extra inches on the shoulder of the top is 3 inches. I'm going to use the front armhole to trace out the back armhole. This is how I'm going to stitch it. The back shoulder is going to meet the front shoulder. I'll mark the measurement for the neck. The neck depth is 3 inches and the neck width is 3 inches. So I'm going to create a curve using my free hand just like this. I'll place the back on it just this way and follow that line I marked 3 inches and complete a circle like this. I'll create a notch at this bottom space and divide the front into 2. I'll mark a chalk at the back of the dress to differentiate the front and the back when stitching. I'm going to use my pin to fold in this measurement for the bottom flap. I'll be working on the back of the dress first. So at this back part, I'll be cutting out the yoke that I'm going to apply at the back part. So I got a small piece and I'm going to place my material this way and cut out the yoke for the back of the top. I'll place it on top of the back of the dress just this way. The width I cut out for this yoke is 5 inches. I'm going to fold the down part of this yoke. I'll use my iron to fold it. When placing the yoke, you place the yoke in front of the dress before stitching. So I'm going to go right to my sewing machine and stitch this leg part and then stitch this down part. After I was done attaching the yoke to the back of the dress, this is how it looks like. I'm going to trim out the excess allowance from the yoke. I'm going to place the front and the back good face to good face for me to be able to join the shoulder together. I'll follow that slanted part of the shoulder front to also slant the back. After I was done slanting it, I'm going to join the both shoulder by 1/2 inch. After I was done joining the both shoulder, this is how it looks like. I'm going to place my material this way. As you can see, the back of the dress is taller than the front of the dress. This is because we added extra 3 inches because the front will be coming down just like this. After placing the front and the back of the top to be equal, I'm going to measure the armhole. Whatever I got, I'm going to use it to cut out for the sleeve, the dress. I got 13 inches for the roundness of the armhole. I folded the material that I'm going to use to cut out the sleeve. So at this part, I came down by 2 inches. I'm going to make a slant from the beginning of the edge to meet that 2 inches. After creating a slant, I'm also going to use my free hand to create a curve using the slant. The full length of the sleeve is 10 inches. I'm going to use the remaining 2 inches for folding. Our sleeve measurement is 10 inches divided by 2 will give you 5 inches. I added extra 3 inches which makes it 8 inches. I added extra 3 inches because we are working on a free top. I'm going to connect the line just this way and cut out the sleeve. This is basically the easy way I use in cutting out my sleeve. I have a detailed tutorial on sleeve cutting. I'm going to drop the link in the description box. I'll make a notch at the center of the sleeve to be easy when joining the sleeve to the body of the top. I arranged this top very well to create a notch where I'll add the sleeve. When arranging your top, make sure that the back parts came down so that everything will be equal. So at this part, I'm going to create a notch. I'll open it up this way and get the sleeve of the top and also find the center that I notched. Face them good face to good face. I'll go right on my sewing machine and stitch the sleeve to the body of the top. After joining the sleeve to the body of the top, this is how it looks like. I folded the sleeve by 2 inches before adding it to the body of the top. I'm going to arrange the top very well, just this way, and I'm going to pin it before shaping the top. To start the shaping, I'm going to mark 7 inches from this round sleeve part and extend the line to the down part of the top. The reason why I took 7 inches as a round sleeve measurement, her actual round sleeve measurement is 10 inches. 10 inches divided by 2 will give you 5 inches, but because we are shaping, I added extra 2 inches. That is 7 inches. After I was done following the marked line to shape the top, I'm going to trim a little bit of the allowance. The next step is that I'm going to fold the bottom space of the top. From this part, I made a notch. I'm going to fold it this way and go right on my sewing machine and stitch it. After I was done folding the bottom space part, this is how it looks like. The next thing now is to measure the neck of the top to be able to cut a collar for it. After measuring the round of the neck, I got 21 inches as the length. I folded a small fabric once this way to draft out the collar of the top. The width I'm marking out for the collar is 4 inches. For the length of the collar, remember we got 21 inches as the length of the neck. So 21 inches divided by 2 will give you 10.5 inches. And remember the fabric is folded once. At this covered part of the material, I'm going to mark 10.5 inches, which is the length for the collar. From the 10.5 inches, I'm going to mark 1 inches down and connect the line. From that part I marked 1 inches down. I'm also going to mark another 1 inches in. And from that 1 inches I entered in, I'm going to make a curve to join that first 1 inches. From that 1 inches, I'm going to slant it down this way to create that slant on the collar. At the beginning of the collar, this part, I'm going to go up by 1/2 inch and use my ruler to join it together. Watch carefully the way I'm going to cut it out following the marked line. I only cut out first part. I'm going to cut out second part. After placing them both together, I'm going to go right to my sewing machine and stitch it just like this. After I was done joining the both collar, I'm going to create a notch on it before turning it to the front. After I was done turning it, I'm going to iron it so that everything will lap together. I'm going to find the center of the collar to be able to attach it accurately at the neck of the top. I'm also going to make a notch at the center of the neck. I'm going to first stitch one layer of the collar to the neck, following the notch part. After I was done stitching one layer of the collar to the neck, this is how it looks like. The next thing now is to stitch the second layer. I'm going to use the second layer to cover up the rough edge by folding it this way and going right on my sewing machine and top stitch on it. This is how the collar of the neck looks like after I was done with the stitching. I've gotten all the materials needed to create the pocket. This is how I folded the pocket. I folded the rough edge inside, and after I was done folding it, I got 6 inches as the width of the pocket, and before I folded it, I measured out 8 inches. For the length of the pocket, I cut out 7 inches. Before folding, the length is 10 inches. From the shoulder, I'm going to come down by 9 inches to place the pocket. I'll place the pocket starting from that part I marked 9 inches, and from the bottom space, I'm going to mark away 1.5 inches before placing the pocket for stitching. After I was done holding the pocket with a pin, I'm going to go right on my sewing machine and stitch it this way. Once I was done stitching the both pocket to the top, this is how it looks like. I'm going to get the remaining material for the pocket. This part I folded, I'm going to use it to cover up this open part on the pocket. And this long strap will help me to add the ring to the pocket. The length of this long strap I folded is 10 inches. When folding this material that I'll use to cover up the open part of the pocket, I created a space just this way that I'm going to pass the long strap through. I'll pass the half circle ring to the long strap this way I'm going to fold in this rough edge inside and then go right on my sewing machine and stitch it. Once I was done stitching the ring to this long stripe, I'm going to get the second part of the pocket. That open part, I folded the long stripe this way and I'm going to pass it through that open part just like this. I'm going to make a top stitch on it. After I was done top stitching, this is how it looks like. I'm going to place it on the pocket this way and go right to my sewing machine and stitch it. After I was done with the stitching, this is how it looks like. The next step is to fold the down part of the top. I'm going to mark that 2 inches I added to fold the down part of the top. I'll fold it this way and go right on my sewing machine and stitch it. After I was done with the folding, this is how it looks like. At the same time, I also weaved the top. I took the dress to the market to add pressing button on it. So this is the man that I've added a pressing button on it for me. After I was done added the pressing button to the top, this is how it looks like. To add the pressing button, I measured 2.5 inches space. When adding the button to the top, you have to note that the right side for this button space will lap at the left side of the button space. So guys, these are the steps I took in making this cargo top. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Drop your comments on the comment section below on what's the next you'll love to see me design. Subscribe to this channel for more beautiful videos like this. Turn on your notification bell to be the first to be notified when I upload new video every day. Thank you guys for watching and see you all in my next tutorial. Bye!